My background is a nurse. I've been a nurse 40 years, so I'm an old nurse. Started my career out in labor and delivery. So I said there's so many similarities between birth and death. You know it's going to happen. You don't know when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. I went from being on the cardiac code team to being in home care, walking into people's homes of someone dying. And I remember, I think I described it like walking on eggshells. You were so afraid to say the wrong thing or that. But as a nurse, my patients taught me so much. People die so much more peacefully if they can work through some of those unresolved relationships in their life. And so that's where we want to get to meet people, early in the trajectory so we can help them. And I said, look, this is about living until you die, and I need your help. I need you to tell me what you need right now in life. And honestly, that's how we started all our programs. I sat with patients and families and said, what do you need? It wasn't research-based, anything. If anything in this field, being a bit of a pioneer in it, there were not a whole lot of rules and regulations. So that's where, as a nurse, I started to think, okay, I spent 20 years of my nursing learning the medical, the science of medicine. I remember once the door opened and all of a sudden I heard these F shots and I go, what the heck? And I walked and here's this Hell's Angel guy standing there asking for, they told me in Emerge to come in here and ask for Cheryl Moore. So anyway, I'm going, okay, and so come into my office. And after him ranting and raving, he was 41 years old and, and started, I said to him, he had been diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, and they had given him kind of 6 months to live. And he had been in Emerge every night with shortness of breath, panic, and it was panic attacks more than anything. And he was, screaming down the place. So I used to work in Emerge with those girls. I said, thanks a lot. But anyway, I said to him, you know what? I can't change the way you've lived your life. Because it came very clear. He was 41 and he was regretting how he had lived his life. And he came into hospice and died so peacefully. And he would have been a guy that they would have had to have like an anesthetic drip almost running on, like just to make him calm enough. Because there are people. So that's the beauty of being connected. Not that we were able to do that with everyone, and people do die with unresolved things, but I think that's the piece of it, that if people know that we're there to help them with that piece, because we're not afraid of talking about death and dying. I think people are afraid if they talk about death and dying, they're going to die. And so hospice palliative is about living until you die. And it's about the supports and trying. But, our society has been such a death-denying society. I think what we'll see, if we can be more open of just talking about advanced care plannings, what do you want? And when you think about that, you at your age should have that. Have your parents know, what your wishes are. But see, what we see, the aftermath of what families are left with, if that planning and understanding what you living would want.